For a long time, female masturbation has been treated as something either invisible or inappropriate to talk about. Jokes, silence, and discomfort have replaced honest conversation, creating the illusion that it is rare or unnatural. In reality, this belief has never reflected how women actually experience their bodies. When a topic is pushed into the shadows, it often becomes surrounded by shame rather than understanding. Psychology and neuroscience offer a very different picture. From a psychological perspective, sexual self-exploration is closely connected to mental health. Learning how your body responds to pleasure can reduce anxiety, increase emotional regulation, and strengthen self-connection. When women are taught to ignore or suppress their physical responses, they may also learn to disconnect from their emotions. Masturbation, when understood without stigma, can become a way of rebuilding trust with one's own body. Neurological research shows that female orgasm activates a wide network of brain regions. Studies using brain imaging have demonstrated that areas responsible for sensation, emotion, memory, and self-awareness become highly active at the same time. One particularly interesting finding is the temporary reduction in activity in the prefrontal cortex, the region associated with control, judgment, and constant self-monitoring. Psychologically, this may explain why many women describe feelings of mental quiet, emotional release, or deep presence during orgasm. For a moment, self-criticism and overthinking fade into the background. Another important aspect often misunderstood is the nature of female arousal. It is frequently portrayed as something quick, goal-oriented, and centered solely around climax. In reality, many women experience arousal as gradual, cyclical, and highly sensitive to emotional state. Pleasure may rise and fall, shift in intensity, or remain gentle rather than explosive. From a psychological standpoint, this variability is not a problem to be fixed, but a reflection of how closely female sexuality is linked to mood, safety, and internal awareness. In fact, focusing too intensely on achieving orgasm can sometimes disrupt it. Anxiety, performance pressure, or fear of doing it wrong can activate stress responses that interfere with pleasure. Many women report that when they stop chasing a specific outcome and instead focus on sensation, relaxation, or emotional presence, pleasure becomes more accessible. This mirrors a broader psychological principle. Control often blocks experience, while acceptance allows it to unfold naturally. Self-pleasure can also influence relational intimacy. Research suggests that women who understand their own bodies often feel more confident communicating boundaries, preferences, and needs. This is not because masturbation replaces connection with a partner, but because it strengthens self-knowledge. When someone feels grounded in their own experience, intimacy becomes less about validation and more about shared presence. However, like any behavior, context matters. Masturbation becomes psychologically relevant only if it begins to interfere with daily functioning, emotional balance, or physical comfort. Some women notice temporary changes in sensitivity with frequent intense stimulation, while others observe shifts related to hormonal cycles. These experiences vary widely and are not inherently harmful. The key psychological factor is awareness, noticing how the body responds and adjusting behavior accordingly. Beyond the physical effects, the emotional impact is often overlooked. Masturbation can foster a sense of autonomy, reduce internalized shame, and support emotional self-regulation. When pleasure is allowed rather than judged, it becomes easier to view the body as an ally instead of a problem to manage. This shift can have lasting effects on self-esteem and emotional resilience. Ultimately, the psychological importance of this topic lies not in the act itself, but in how it is understood. Treating female sexuality as normal, complex, and worthy of respect challenges outdated narratives that disconnect women from their own bodies. Open, informed discussion does not encourage excess or harm. It encourages understanding. When stigma fades, curiosity replaces fear, And when curiosity is guided by knowledge rather than shame, it becomes a powerful tool for mental and emotional well-being. Should conversations like this be more open and grounded in science rather than taboo? That question alone reflects how much our understanding of female psychology continues to evolve.